This is a guitar that I built at least 15 years ago out of a bunch of kind of non-standard materials for a classical guitar, or maybe for any guitar. Kind of a lutherie experiment, and I'm still very much a hobbyist luthier. Anyway, I call this Quasimodo. I built it at the same time as one I was building for a friend, and the back and sides are made out of Jatoba, which is an extremely hard wood, very difficult to work with, as I discovered, especially being mostly a hand tool guy. And various things I tried to do to get the thicknesses down a little bit, including using an actual thickness planer, a power thing I had that I glued the Jatoba boards onto a regular piece of wood and put it through. And that didn't work very well, and it ended up breaking one of the boards. And so I used it for this guitar because it was not for my friend, it was for me, just an experiment. And so you can see here where I had to join the two pieces of wood to make this side come out right. And on the inside, I don't know if you can see, but it's taped. I mean, it's got paper glued on to help reinforce, and it's held. But I took the top after I built after the initial build. I played it a little bit, and I felt I hadn't braced the top good enough, so I took it, removed the top, rebraced the same top, put it back on. So it's got a lot of imperfections in the binding, which I reused. And the top itself, as you can see, is 4 pieces of Home Depot hemlock. And so that was an experiment, obviously, and I came to regret that as I played it afterwards. I didn't think it had the right kind of a tone, or that it was maybe deficient in some areas of tone. Probably, I'm thinking the wood may have been kiln-dried. And then also the neck is made out of American cedar decking, or that my dad used to build a cedar deck. And I thought to myself, that cedar's pretty hard and straight. It's nice and light. Why don't I, they use Spanish cedar. Why don't I make it out of this, which is actually a softwood, and Spanish cedar is a hardwood. I put that idea forth on some luthier forum and really got shot down. Somebody claimed that it would never be stiff enough, never be hard enough. And so, just to prove them wrong or whatever, I'm going to do it anyway, and I did. And you can see this neck has been fine. It's held all these years, over 15 years. But I will say, the wood is very soft. You don't notice it now with the finish on it, but when I was working with it, I had to be very careful not to chip it out. And so I don't think I would ever do that again, but it made a nice, light, strong neck. But at any rate, I was never happy with the tone of this guitar and planned at some point to replace the top. And so I have, some European spruce here that was to be used. Let's see if I can get a better, there. This was supposed to go on at some point to replace the top, and I stuck the guitar down in the basement as a project and hadn't played it in maybe 1 or 2 years. And for some reason I played it again today, and I was really surprised with how good it sounded and how responsive it was, particularly to loud and soft playing. I could get quite a range of tone. And so I thought, man, maybe I should just leave the old stupid, probably kiln-dried top on there. Maybe something about it all drying up enough after all this time made it actually work. I still, after playing it a bit more, I still thought it would do better with a real top. But I want you to hear what it sounds like, because I was pretty surprised. And it hadn't ever quite gotten this good until just now. And I got to say also that I had experimented with a tongue oil finish. I'd been reading a lot of Ramirez's biography at the time, where he was messing around with various oils and stuff. And I thought, I'm going to try that. And it never seemed to dry. And I finally, after a couple of years, kind of wiped off whatever I could. Maybe some of it had dried, and I I think I French polished on top of that, maybe possibly a little bit of nitrocellulose rubbed on, maybe. I don't even know for sure, but all I can say is that maybe now that finally hardened up. Maybe that's what helped it out. Just a theory. Anyway, let's hear something. Sorry for those mistakes, and I know I left out part of it, but I think you can hear a little bit of the sound, and what I particularly notice is the separation where you can hear. So maybe there's one part, let's see. You really hear on counterpuntal things. You can hear the bass note really standing from the treble, more than on some guitars. Anyway, I thought that was important. Also, the loud and the soft, like